use something like H1N1 for interpreting what we're going through now. How much, just so listeners have a sense for this, how much do we use previous pandemics to understand this one versus how much do we just assess the data that is coming across the transom in this moment?
Well, I think that, it's important for people to realize that when H1N1 reemerged in 2009, the last time we saw it was that disastrous pandemic in 1918. So the medical community at large, worldwide, looked at this and said, holy shit, it's H1N1. We hadn't seen it since 1918.
Wow.
And so the response by the medical and scientific community to the emergence of H1N1, when those first two cases came up in California and the second two cases came up in Texas, was very swift. So that was really the first thing we did right with H1N1, was we had a very aggressive, boots on the ground, upfront response that contained it. We still got a lot of H1N1 cases that year, but nowhere near to the level that it could have been to the scope of 1918. The second thing that we have with working in our favor with H1N1 is that it was an influenza virus. And so there was already some degree of latent immunity in the world population from exposure to other influenza viruses. So while H1N1 was certainly a dangerous virus, we had all been exposed as a world population to enough other influenza strains that we had some level of immunity already to fight H1N1. We don't have that for COVID-19. If we do, we haven't found it yet, and we don't fully understand it. But part of the reason that COVID-19 is moving so fast is that there's not really any latent immunity in the human population. The third thing that we had in 2009 when H1N1 reemerged is we got a vaccine fast. And when we make a flu vaccine every year, it's changed. Beginning of each year, an international committee of experts tries to forecast what the most predominant flu strains will be that coming year. And they engineer the vaccine to match that forecast. So flu vaccine is sort of like a plug and play. Hey, we think it's going to be H3N5. Okay, well, we got that here. We'll put this into the vaccine for the coming year. So we got vaccine development very quickly with H1N1 because we already changed flu vaccines on a yearly basis. It was a very easy matter to change the vaccine on short notice. And the last thing that worked in our favor in 2009, we actually had medications for influenza. So this is like the Tamiflu that a lot of people get whenever they get influenza. We don't have a medication for COVID-19. Now, there are some research trials currently underway on a variety of medications, but a lot of these medications these research trials are focused on people who are really sick, the ones that we're trying to bring back from the brink. But when H1N1 emerged in 2009, we had a medication that your primary care doctor, like myself, could give you a prescription for, and you could take it to the local drugstore, get 10 tablets, you took it for 5 days, and you were good. We don't have that for COVID-19. So we had 4 pieces in place in 2009 that really helped us kind of attenuate the severity of H1N1 without locking down society worldwide.